Loneliness is cutting senior lives short, but this fix works. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to John the Living. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Loneliness, yes, just feeling lonely, is now considered as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And yet, hardly anyone is talking about the one simple fix that has been proven to work. In fact, neuroscientists and aging experts are calling loneliness the silent killer of our generation. Seniors who feel isolated are at a significantly higher risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and even early death. But here's the part nobody tells you. It doesn't have to be this way. Not for Harold and not for you. Because today, I'm going to share the story of Harold, a 74-year-old who was quietly slipping away in his own home until he discovered a small life-saving change. Stay with me, because this fix is gentle, doable, and it might just add years to your life. Harold was 74, a retired school bus driver from Bend, Oregon. He'd spent 40 years driving the same winding country roads, waving at the same kids every morning, but now his days were quiet, his nights even quieter. 5 years ago, Harold lost his wife, Linda. They'd been married for 52 years. She was his best friend, his favorite cook, and his reason to get out of bed every morning. After she passed, Harold told himself he was fine. He kept the TV on for noise, answered the occasional call from his daughter who lived 1,000 miles away in Texas. And when neighbors invited him to join them for coffee, he politely declined. "I'm fine alone," he'd say. But the truth? His body wasn't fine. His energy dropped. He stopped walking to the mailbox. His doctor noticed his blood pressure creeping up, his weight falling off. Harold brushed it off as just getting older. What he didn't realize was that his loneliness wasn't just an emotion. It was becoming a physical threat, a silent, invisible decline. And like millions of other seniors, Harold had no idea that staying isolated was quietly cutting his life short. Until one day, something unexpected shook him awake. Harold wasn't just feeling lonely. According to Dr. Julianne Holt Lundstad, one of the world's leading loneliness researchers at Brigham Young University, loneliness and social isolation are major health risks and are associated with a 26% increased risk of early death. Her landmark study shook the medical world because it wasn't just about mental health, it was about survival. Dr. Holt Lundstad's research showed that prolonged loneliness harms the body the same way chronic smoking does. In fact, it's as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And for seniors like Harold, the risks are even higher. When you feel isolated, your body stays in a low-grade stress state. Your blood pressure climbs. Your immune system weakens. Your risk of heart disease, stroke, and cognitive decline skyrockets. But what makes it so dangerous? It's invisible. Nobody sees it. You can pass the health checks, eat the right foods, even exercise, but if your heart and mind are starving for connection, your body pays the price. Harold never knew any of this. He thought loneliness was just an emotion, something he could tough out. But science was clear. If he didn't change something soon, he was quietly shaving years off his life. Harold's story, it's not rare. It's happening in homes, apartments, and quiet neighborhoods all across America. For many seniors, loneliness sneaks in after loss. Losing a spouse after decades of marriage leaves a hollow space that no TV or book can fill. For others, it's the distance. Adult children living states or even countries away. Phone calls get shorter, visits get fewer, and then there are the silent physical triggers. Mobility becomes harder, knees ache, hearing fades, even going to the local diner feels exhausting. And that's when something dangerous happens. They stop trying. They stop going. They stop reaching out. It's not because they want to, it's because it feels like the world has moved on and they've been left behind. Harold once told his doctor, "Nobody needs me anymore." And in that simple sentence was the invisible pain so many seniors carry. It's not just loneliness, it's the fear of becoming invisible, the feeling that their story is over, that they're just waiting for what they're not even sure, but what they don't realize is that their body and mind can't survive in that space forever. Loneliness isn't passive. It actively chips away at life, energy, and joy. But the good news, it only takes one small change to begin the healing. And Harold was about to discover that for himself. Harold's turning point didn't come from a doctor or a big dramatic moment. It came from a neighbor. One chilly fall morning, while Harold was raking leaves, his neighbor Ellen, a retired nurse, waved him over. "You ever think about joining the senior walking group at the community center?" she asked. Harold chuckled. "Walking with a bunch of old folks? I'm fine just walking to my kitchen." But that night, he thought about it, and the next morning, he showed up. It wasn't easy. The first walk felt long, the conversations felt awkward. But he went again and again. Within a few weeks, something surprising happened. He started looking forward to those walks. The small talk about the weather, the jokes about sore knees, the shared coffee afterward. He even signed up to volunteer once a week at the local library, shelving books, chatting with the regulars, helping kids find stories. They were small steps, but they rebuilt his world. Harold's energy came back. His sleep improved. The fog in his head began to lift. Because the truth is, it wasn't the walking or the volunteering or even the books. It was the people, the laughter, the feeling of belonging again. And in that space, his body and mind began to heal in ways he'd never thought possible. Harold's change was powerful, but it wasn't luck. It was following what experts like Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundstad have been teaching for years. According to Dr. Holt-Lundstad, social connection isn't a luxury for seniors, it's a biological need. It protects the brain, the heart, and the body just as much as nutrition and exercise. And the best part, it doesn't require big steps. Small intentional changes can add years to your life. Here are Dr. Holt-Lundstad's 3 most powerful connection fixes for seniors. Number 1, schedule one weekly social activity, whether it's a church gathering, a walking group, or a coffee meetup. Put it on your calendar like a doctor's appointment. Consistency is what keeps the brain and heart engaged. Number 2, start phone call rituals. Pick 2 friends or family members. Set a weekly call, same day, same time. These rituals create stability and comfort, even when distance makes visits hard. Number 3, join a purpose-driven group volunteering, hobby clubs, book circles. Purpose gives seniors identity and belonging beyond family. It's never too late to connect, and you don't have to wait for someone to invite you. You can take the first small step, just like Harold did. Your brain, your heart, they're waiting for you. Harold's story is a reminder that even in the quietest chapters of our lives, we're never truly meant to walk alone. Loneliness isn't just about empty rooms, it's about empty connections. And as we've seen, those missing connections can quietly steal years from our lives if we let them. But Harold didn't let them, and you don't have to either. This week, I invite you to try one small step. Maybe it's joining a walking group like Harold. Maybe it's calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in months. Maybe it's as simple as sitting on a park bench where conversations might find you, your body, your mind, your heart. They all need connection. Not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. And if Harold's story felt familiar, if you saw a little bit of yourself in his journey, I'd love for you to subscribe to John the Living. This is a place where we have the conversations that matter most after 60. And before you go, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I always love seeing how far our community reaches. Remember, it's never too late to reach out and start living again.